This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Mosaic, a daily news program from Link TV, presents a selection of news reports from independent and state-controlled broadcasters from throughout the Middle East.
يفترض به أن يكون يوم العمر لكنه تحول إلى آخر يوم.
What was supposed to be the best day of their lives has turned out to be the last day of their lives. More than 44 people were killed at a wedding party in the Turkish village of Bilge. The attack was carried out by masked men armed with assault rifles and grenades. The preliminary investigations have ruled out that the incident was a terrorist attack or the work of Kurdish separatists. The attack was most likely the result of a blood feud, which the area is known for. Fahima Mazini reports.
They felt helpless. All they could do was sob and pray. This is the case of the victims who went to celebrate a wedding but ended up at the emergency room in this local hospital. There are dozens of Bilge residents who were attending a wedding party when they came under random gunfire by unknown assailants.
My sister, her husband, his brothers, and their sons were all killed in the attack. All my relatives were killed as well. All of them. All 44 were killed.
According to eyewitnesses, 4 masked men surrounded the place, threw hand grenades, and then opened fire at the people. Then the assailants fled the scene, leaving behind a pool of blood. Most of the victims were women and children who were caught in the crossfire of rival families torn by revenge and blood feud. According to preliminary investigations, the attack was sparked by a blood feud.
Our investigations have shown that the incident was not a terrorist attack. However, the state prosecutor has launched a more comprehensive investigation.
في مسرح الجريمة حتى هدوء الصباح يكاد ينطق بحول ما حدث.
At the crime scene, the calm of morning was unable to ease the horror left behind the night before. The police are still surrounding the area where they detained 8 suspects with weapons in their possession. This is the most violent attack ever launched in the village of Bilge, which is known for revenge and blood feuds, but not of this magnitude.
Prior to today's meeting between U.S. President Barack Obama and his Israeli counterpart Shimon Peres, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that he is willing to resume peace negotiations with the Palestinians immediately.
Netanyahu, however, avoided talking about what is known as the two-state solution. Netanyahu talked about what he described as a fresh approach to peace with the Palestinians. While Peres accused Iran of seeking to dominate the region, Israel's foreign minister described it as a source of instability in the world.
من كان يتوقع أن يكون لغزة حضور داخل أكبر قلاع جماعات الضغط اليهودي؟
Who expected that the issue of Gaza would be discussed in a gathering for the most powerful Jewish lobby in the U.S.? This has thrown Israel's president off balance, despite his talented attempts of trying to divert attention by warning against Iranian threats. This Iranian nuclear threat mentioned by Peres is nothing but an Israeli attempt to influence the new strategies of U.S. President Barack Obama. According to Israeli media sources, Peres's visit to Washington was intended to promote one ideology, nothing more or less, which has to do with the prioritizing of the Iranian nuclear file. Peres said that Tehran is threatening Tel Aviv and seeking to dominate the Arab world through what he described as terrorism. How can we achieve peace, especially considering that the entire region is being threatened by Iranian nuclear weapons? It is only a matter of time before they are used. The answer to this question came from Netanyahu. Netanyahu said that Israel supports the peace process and is willing to resume negotiations with the Palestinians immediately. But talks can't be based on the two-state solution.
لا إشارة فيها لما بات يعرف بحل الدولتين.
I believe it is possible to achieve peace, but I think it requires a fresh approach. The fresh approach I suggest is pursuing a triple track: political, security, and economic. The political track is that we're prepared to resume peace negotiations without any delay and without any preconditions.
Avigdor Lieberman took the same position as Netanyahu in Rome. Lieberman tried to distance Israel from any commitment regarding the two-state solution, while exaggerating what he called the Iranian threat. He said that Tehran is the biggest problem in the Middle East, and it's a source of instability in the entire world. This news comes as Washington is seeking to adopt a new approach toward the Iranian nuclear issue. Obama spoke about a new era toward opening a dialogue with Tehran. The U.S. Secretary of Defense visited the region to reassure leaders there that any approach with Iran will not be at their expense. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secretary of State said that they have made progress in the peace process between Israel and the Palestinians. She also tried to convince Washington's allies to stand behind the U.S. in dealing with Iran. There also appears to be openness in the relations between Washington and Damascus. Parallel to that, the Syrian-Iranian relations continue to improve. This makes the next visit by Netanyahu to Washington the most troubling visit in the history of relations between the U.S. and Israel.
Meanwhile, the head of the Palestinian negotiation team, Ahmed Karai, said that they will not negotiate with Israel until it shows serious intentions towards ending its settlement campaign and the Judification of Jerusalem. Karai described Israel's settlement activities as explosives directed against the peace process.
The negotiations cannot resume unless Israel shows serious and actual intentions and makes a decision towards ending all settlement activities. These settlement activities are viewed as explosives directed against the peace process, considering there is still a peace process. Hence, stopping the construction of the Israeli settlements, removing settlement outposts, and ending the policy of Judifying Jerusalem are primary conditions before resuming negotiations.
In a speech lasting just 5.5 minutes, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told delegates attending the AIPAC conference in Washington that Israel is ready to resume peace negotiations with the Palestinians. Speaking by way of satellite from his Jerusalem office, Netanyahu stressed that he expects the Palestinians to recognize Israel as a Jewish nation.
And the fresh approach that I suggest is pursuing a triple track towards peace between Israel and the Palestinians: a political track, a security track, an economic track. The political track means that we're prepared to resume peace negotiations without any delay and without any preconditions. The sooner the better. The security track means that we want to continue the cooperation with the program led by General Dayton in cooperation with the Jordanians and with the Palestinian Authority to strengthen the security apparatus of the Palestinians. This is something we believe in and something that I think we can advance in a joint effort. The economic track means that we are prepared to work together to remove as many obstacles as we can to the advancement of the Palestinian economy. Peace will not come without security. If we abandon security, we'll have neither security nor peace. So I want to be very clear. We shall never compromise on Israel's security. Second, for a final peace settlement to be achieved, the Palestinians must recognize Israel as the Jewish state.
The Palestinian Authority claims that Netanyahu's peace overtures are just empty words. PA lawmaker Mustafa Barghouti said Netanyahu's refusal to embrace the two-state solution is a non-starter.
Netanyahu and his government are proving every day that there is no partner for peace. When he says he will not allow discussion of the issue of Jerusalem, he will not stop settlements, he will not respect Annapolis process, and when he says he does not accept a Palestinian state as a solution, then that means there is no partner for peace in Israel. All the nice words that he could say will not change the real fact, and the fact that with this policy, Israel is destroying the potential for Palestinian state, and Israel is destroying the potential for peace based on two-state solution.
Hysteria over the swine flu has swept through the Egyptian public. Egyptian citizens are questioning the government's transparency in dealing with the crisis. Details with our correspondent Muna Ashmawi.
منذ بداية عملية ذبح الخنازير في مصر يعيش أصحاب الزرائب.
Since the start of the slaughter of pigs in Egypt, hog farm owners are living in a state of panic and fear. This has led to violent clashes with police officers, cameramen, and journalists in the past few days. Most of them do not view the president's decision to slaughter all the pigs in Egypt as being in their favor. The number of pigs in the Egyptian Arab Republic is about 400,000. They will all be slaughtered over the period of 1 month. They will be frozen and sold later. This decision came after the increase in the number of cases of swine flu around the world, and the World Health Organization raised the alert level to 5.
After the slaughter of pigs, the problem of unemployment has increased. We are a big group. About 60,000 people work in this industry. The hog industry is linked to garbage collecting from homes. We are not opposed to slaughtering the pigs. They're going to be slaughtered anyway. But what is our fate after that? What will happen to us? All the people next to me here will go unemployed. We want to find a solution.
How much are you being compensated?
We are being compensated 100 Egyptian pounds for each pig. We haven't gotten anything because we raised the pigs. There are 3 traders who take the pigs from us to be slaughtered at the slaughterhouse. They get the compensation from the government and don't give us anything. We want to see how we will get compensated. The hog farmer should get the compensation first, since we are losing our source of income.
My main mission focuses on the following points. First, I must examine the pig going to the butcher to confirm that it is healthy and not carrying any disease, whether contagious or epidemic. Thank God our pigs are healthy. They don't have any signs of being sick.
Doctor, why don't you believe this? They say the people in the first world face an epidemic and we do not. What would you say?
Thank God, God has been good to Egypt. There are no cases of swine flu in pigs or in humans. We thank and praise God.
There is news that the government may provide 1 million Egyptian pounds to compensate those who have been negatively affected. However, the hog farmers confirm that they haven't gotten any compensation yet.
I am a hog farmer and the distributor gets compensated. He doesn't give me any meat or compensation, which the distributor gets. Why does the distributor get compensation? He is making 100 Egyptian pounds for each pig. The hog farmers that raise the animals should get that, not the distributors. They don't give us this or that. We will all die.
My name is Atu Al-Hamdou. I have 8 hog farms. Me and my family are going to die. We won't be able to eat. I say to the government, find a solution. Give us compensation. We are children of Egypt. They haven't responded to our demands. We are dying because we have nothing to eat. Now they reject us, and my children are banned from going to school. The government and the teachers prohibited them from going to school. They say that we have swine flu.
On the other hand, Egyptians have major fears that these hogs will make it to fast food restaurants and butcher shops, and that the pig meat will be used in the manufacturing of frozen meat in Egyptian factories.
This meat could get into our food, of course, in the imported meat.
We buy meat, but only when we are sure about the butcher where it comes from.
In Egypt, anything can happen.
Despite the fact that Egypt ranked third in the number of bird flu cases, official Egyptian sources confirmed that there have been no swine flu cases in the country yet. According to the Egyptian public, there are dozens of barriers to the truth, including the government's transparency in dealing with the epidemic on one hand, and on the other, the fate of thousands of hogs that will be slaughtered. Will this pig meat turn up in a meal at the dinner table of conservative religious Egyptians? Muna Ashmawi, New TV, Cairo.
The Pakistani police said that 4 civilians and 1 soldier were killed when a suicide bomber attacked a military vehicle in Peshawar, northwest of Pakistan. While the Pakistani army continues its military operations in Bunair for the second week, the Taliban movement has started to send armed patrol units to the Swat Valley, and it has threatened to end the Swat agreement if the army continues its military operations. We leave you with Bakar Atiyat.
عملية الرعد الأسود التي يشنها الجيش الباكستاني في مقاطعة بونير ضد مقاتلي طالبان.
The Black Thunder military operation in Bunair against the Taliban has entered its second week with more armored vehicles, fighter planes, and troops. While the Taliban threatened to end the SWAT agreement if the army does not end its military operations, the Pakistani army reiterated that it controlled things on the ground.
بأنه بات يسيطر على الأرض.
We have managed to isolate the Taliban in certain areas. There is violent resistance, but we control the situation on the ground.
المزيد من القتلى والمزيد من الدمار والمزيد من اللاجئين.
More people killed, more destruction, and more displaced people. These are the results of the military operations between the Taliban and the Pakistani army. There are no official numbers of killed civilians, but the eyewitness testimonies of some of the displaced people reveal the magnitude of what they have had to endure in the past week.
There are no means to get the displaced people out of Bunair. The situation is bad there, and the government is not working at getting the people out of the areas that are being shelled.
While battles continue in Bunair, this demonstration took place in Islamabad to condemn the Taliban and the U.S. at the same time. Condemning the U.S. as usual, but this time there's also a rejection to what the Taliban is doing, which came from a Sunni movement that is closely associated with the government. It is described as a Sufi movement. Many observers believe that the general mood of citizens in the capital reflects their concern that the Taliban may move into it, especially since the Bunair battles are only 100 kilometers away from Islamabad. Bakar Al-Atyan, Al-Arabiya, Islamabad.
Joining us from Islamabad, our reporter Bakar Atiyat. Bakar, what are the latest developments pertaining to the suicide attack in Peshawar?
الهجوم طبعا وقع في صباح اليوم واستهدف سيارة.
The attack took place in the morning and it targeted an army vehicle. The people who were hurt were mostly civilians and passers-by. The army said that only 1 soldier was killed. Perhaps the most important development is the statement that was made by the Minister of Information in the Northwest Frontier Province. He said that if military operations take place in the Swat Valley, then more than 500,000 people will be displaced. The government is now preparing for a comprehensive operation in the Swat Valley. This means that the SWAT agreement will be canceled. The Minister of Information also said that the government will establish 6 camps for the people that will be displaced. Reports from the area say that residents in Mangura, which is the capital of the Swat Valley, have started to vacate their homes. The local government in the Swat Valley advised the residents to start leaving the area. Many eyewitnesses reported that military vehicles carrying Pakistani soldiers have been heading to the Swat Valley, accompanied with spy planes. It seems that the army is preparing for a comprehensive operation in the Swat Valley.
The tourism industry of Kashmir is in shambles as the economic recession, parliamentary elections and boycott calls by separatists have made tourists stay away from the region. Shahana Bhatt reports from Indian Kashmir.
Because of its cool waters and scenic beauty, Indian Kashmir has always been a destination for both domestic and international tourists. But this year, the tourism industry has reportedly been badly hit by the recession, the ongoing elections and the poll boycotts. Shamim Ahmed from Travel Agents Association of Kashmir says more than 50% of the bookings have already been cancelled.
Right now, the percentage of tourism what is present in Kashmir is around 10 to 20%. And out of those 20%, we are even getting cancellations due to the election dates, because they have kept elections in 5 phases, which is again killing us. Secondly, about 70 to 80% population is dependent on tourism directly or indirectly.
He also added that tourists fear to come to Kashmir because many media organizations have already portrayed Kashmir as a terrorist hub.
I'd say that, in the media kind of portrays a negative image in many ways of the place, but I guess having been here and seeing the surroundings and the people, I think you get a very different impression to what is portrayed.
Basically, the print media, which has been publishing this, that the Taliban is coming and all these people. But as far as Kashmir is concerned, and as far as my personal experience is, this place is totally very safe at the present moment.
The businessmen were looking forward to a rich tourist season after the last year's tension over the transfer of land to the Hindu shrine in Kashmir. But this year, as the season was just to begin, the elections were announced. Now the people heavily depending on tourism, including owners of hotels, guest houses and houseboats, as well as tourist taxi operators, are worried about their livelihood. On the other hand, due to the ongoing code of conduct during elections, government officials did not prefer talking to press regarding this matter. However, although there were also alleged reports about the presence of large number of Taliban around the line of control, the tourism industry in Jammu and Kashmir have been struggling to recover from the losses, and local residents are still hopeful that situation will be better soon and peace will be restored. People in Indian-administered Kashmir believe that wrong-time elections, recession and bad media portrayal of Kashmir have led to less tourism this year. Experts say this will have its impact on the state's economy and the livelihood of more than 60% of its total population. Shahana Bhatt, Press TV, Indian-administered Kashmir.
The churches of Mar Elias and the Lady of the Mountain in the Jordanian province of Ajloun are amongst the 5 Christian pilgrimage sites in Jordan.
متحف تاريخي وتحفة طبيعية. وصف متواضع للمدينة الأردنية العريقة.
A historical landmark and a treasure of natural resource. This is the simplest description of the Jordanian city of Ajloun. This city occupies a prestigious position at the Jordanian map of tourism due to its rich history and culture. It is considered to be a home to countless religious sites and tourist attractions, with some being traced back to ancient civilizations. The city of Ajloun, which accounts for more than 200 tourist attractions, has often been described as a jungle of antiquity. It has become a model for coexistence between Muslims and Christians. 2 of the 5 sites listed as a major destination of Christian pilgrims are located in the province of Ajloun. The 2 sites are the Church of Mar Elias north of Ajloun and the Lady of the Mountain in the town of Anjara.
The province of Ajloun is one of the most important tourist sites in Jordan. It has a wide variety of tourist attractions which include archaeological, religious, and cultural sites. This area was designated by the Vatican as one of the 5 Christian pilgrimage sites in Jordan. The province of Ajloun is home to 2 Christian pilgrimage sites, namely the churches of Mar Elias and the Lady of the Mountain.
The Church of Mar Elias is located on a hill northeast of Ajloun, overlooking Bisan, Lake Tiberias, and Mount Hermon, nearly 12 kilometers from the towns of Shetafania and Wahadina. The church is one of 5 well-known Christian pilgrimage sites in Jordan. Every year, on July 21st, thousands of Christian pilgrims visit the Church of Mar Elias, where they hold celebrations and prayers.
This site is historical. It was designated by the church as a Christian pilgrimage site. The Latin and Orthodox churches hold prayers each year open to all Christians in Jordan.
The site of Mar Elias, which is believed to go back to the 5th or 6th century, is associated with the prophet Elijah, who was born in the village of Lesteb, nearly 1 kilometer north of the church.
The church of Mar Ilyas is located in the area of Lestib, where the prophet Elijah was born before Christ. The church was dedicated to the prophet Elijah when it was discovered in 534 AD. The religious importance of the church is that it was listed as the most important Christian pilgrimage site after Bethany beyond the Jordan.
الكنيسة التي تبلغ مساحتها 1340 متراً مربعاً تتألف من غرف وأروقة وساحات.
The Church of Mar Elias, which has a total area of 1,340 square meters, encompasses rooms, hallways, and squares, which were discovered during excavations by the Jordan Antiquity Administration. The site includes wells and marble paths, as well as remains of the old church, with some parts still visible. In the town of Anjra, which is considered to be a holy place by Christians around the world, another church was discovered, namely the Church of the Lady of the Mountain, which goes back to the 4th century AD. In 1932, a new church was built on the site, where an old wooden statue of the Virgin Mary was erected. In 1971, a cave was constructed inside the church, and the wooden statue was later transferred to its vicinity. In 1983, the church was rehabilitated and has become a destination to Christian pilgrims who are urged by the Vatican to visit it once a year during the 3rd week of June.
الأهمية التاريخية قبل سنة 1932
Before 1932, they brought the statue of the Virgin Mary from Jerusalem. A priest by the name of Father Angelo went to Jerusalem and brought the statue to the church. The statue remained in the church until 1932. Another priest by the name of Father Yusuf Nimat built the first memorial site in the church. In 1983, the memorial was rehabilitated and expanded. This took place during the reign of our father, Yusuf Nimat.
The
importance of the memorial site of the Lady of the Mountain was derived from the firm Christian belief that Jesus Christ and his Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary, lived briefly in one of the caves in the village of Anjra. The Lady of the Mountain memorial site is one of the 5 Christian pilgrimage sites in Jordan. In a goodwill gesture aimed at strengthening brotherhood, dialogue, and coexistence between Muslims and Christians, and in response to a call by His Majesty, King Abdullah II of Jordan, on May 8th, His Holiness Pope Benedict XVI will visit the Kingdom of Jordan, where he will visit various churches. Nahid Hataba, Jordan TV, the province of Ajloun.
Get more news about the Middle East online at linktv.org/Mosaic. The Mosaic webpage offers a complete archive of Mosaic programs, program transcripts, the Mosaic video podcast, and the Mosaic Intelligence Report, a weekly analysis of the hottest stories from the Middle East. The views expressed on Mosaic are those of the participating broadcasters, not Link TV or its sponsors. The production of Mosaic is made possible with the support of viewers like you. Thank you.
This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs which connect you to the world.